Shalom everyone, it's Rabbi Finkelstein, Kol Torah, Tuesday noon. And today we're going to discuss Parashat Chukat. One of the most famous things, or famous ideas and concepts in this parasha is Para Aduma, the red heifer. And the complexity of this concept and the paradox that it's basically rooted in this parasha made many rabbis to think and to try to give an explanation to this very enigmatic concept. It's a chok, it's a law, without a reason. And it bothers us as people, as thinkers, as people who try to understand things in life. We are bothered by the fact that there is a concept that is almost impossible to understand. And I would like to bring this dilemma of how to deal with the chok, with the law that seems to be that there is no reason for it. How do we deal with it as a modern people? As we know, the modern man in the 20th century, 21st century is very much different from the Jew who was around in the 16th or 17th century. Not only in the way we dress, not only in the way we talk, not only in the way we think, but really, one of the most distinct difference between the modern Jew and the modern man in the 20th and the 21st century, comparing to the 15th, 16th century, is really our ability to control the world that we live in. The technology that we developed, the internet, the computer, the solutions, the medicine, everything that we developed with our talent, with our abilities, created a situation that we humans really feel that we are almost in full control of this world. When we come into an encounter with a problem, with a dilemma, with a difficulty, with a challenge, if we don't find a solution for it, many times we just put the question aside and move on with our lives. It is very difficult for the modern man to admit that he cannot find a solution for a problem, for a challenge, for a question. If I will take as an example, davening, prayers. In the 15th, 16th century, the Siddur, the prayer book, was an essential part of our religious life. If I had a problem, if I had a difficulty, if I had a challenge, I will run to shul, take the Siddur, and cry and pray and open my heart to God and ask for help. If God forbid there was sickness or illness, disease, a problem in the family or a close friend, in the 15th, 16th century, the Jews will just run to shul or to the rabbi, ask for guidance, advice, help, comfort. In today's world, if God forbid there is sickness or disease, the first address that we go is Google. And we Google in the name of the disease, and we accumulate more and more information. We go to the doctors locally, then we go to doctors nationally and internationally, and if we don't like this opinion, we'll get a second opinion, and a third opinion, and a fourth opinion. And only God forbid, the answers are, we are sorry, we can't help you. Only then we will go to the Siddur, to the prayer book, to shul, to the Aron Kodesh to pray. God, please, send us cure, send us the solution. It is hard. It is very hard to come and pray for the modern Jew. We used to have everything that we need. We have our BlackBerry on one hand, we have our cell phone on the other, we are connected with our ears, with something in our ears that we talk to other people, and we feel in control of every moment in our lives. And it is hard for us to feel weak, to admit that we don't have everything, to admit that we are not in full control of everything that's going on in our lives. It is hard for us. And I think that's where Para Aduma, the red heifer, this parsha, talks to us, especially to us, to the modern people. There are two concepts that I think people sometimes have lack of clarity. Convenient, what we say in Hebrew, noach, and kal, easy. Not everything that makes our life convenient make our lives easy. There is no question that if you compare lives in the 21st century and lives in the 12th century, we have much more convenient life. We have a shower in our homes, we have a bathroom in our homes, we have a car, we have an air conditioning, we have everything that makes our life so convenient. But we need to ask ourselves a question. Do we have easier life? Is our life now easier than it used to be in the 12th century? Or did we create even more of a challenge to us, to our children, and who knows, for our grandchildren? With our ability to create and to develop, we created tremendous challenges to our families, to our survival. Not everything that is convenient, it's easy. We have a complicated relationship with God. On one hand, we are aspired to learn, to know, to explore, to develop, to maintain, to create a better world, to have possession over nature, to fight diseases, to fight death, to bring happiness and joy to as many people as we can. But at the same time, we need to know and acknowledge that there are going to be concepts, or there are going to be some challenges, or there are going to be some questions that we will not be able to solve. And we need to work on ourselves to understand that yes, to admit that I don't understand does not mean that I'm weak, but rather I admit that I did everything that I could to understand, but I submit myself sometimes to God's wisdom. I will not be able to understand everything. It gives us a sense of humility, a sense of understanding of who we are. Para Aduma, this concept of the red heifer, maybe speaks to us even more than it spoke to the modern Jew in the 12th century or the 15th century. Yes, we reached the highest level of technology, and who will tell us what will be tomorrow? But we need to know at the same time, we will not find solutions for every problem. And we need to understand, we should submit ourselves, but at the same time, to aspire ourselves and to inspire ourselves to reach the highest levels of understanding. Thank you, and we will talk again next time.